Hi, this is the LiveJournal meme which requires video. So, first question, which you can see below the video. What's my username? It's obviously Quebec, so people can hear how it rhymes with Tibet. I'm from Scotland, obviously. Well, maybe not obvious to some people. I've got to say the following words, so I'll do it as a form of a story. So my Aunt Ruth, not to be mistaken for a house Ruth, uh, when she was younger, she used to have a paper route. And she used to have a bike that she could wash, but she actually did wash. She washed every day and oiled the chain as well. One of the places that she used to deliver to was a theatre called the Iron Salmon, because it was shaped like a salmon and it was made of iron. Inside there, they used to sell the sweetest little caramel, or caramels, but I didn't want to do it as plural so you could hear the word caramel. Uh, One day though, when she came, there was actually a fire there and they used water to put it out, just to make sure that the dust had taken it everywhere. So the fire chief, yes, I'm struggling with the story, but the fire chief came along, and judging from the data that they found in the ruin of the area that was caught by the fire, they sketched out using a crane what had previously been there, and it was a toilet. The actual toilet was looked like a map of New Orleans. Not saying that New Orleans looked like a toilet, but it had special significance because my aunt used to live there. There she used to eat some pecans, and she used to use a crayon to draw around the pecans and the walnuts. Yeah, there's no walnuts on the list, but both of those nuts had looked similar to her, and she used to draw them around again and again, and she probably thought that they were the spitting image of each other, although obviously the outer shells looked different. And she actually found those walnuts were in the shape of Alabama, and that reminded her of a lawyer that she used to know that once defended a case with somebody that had a coupon for mayonnaise but tried to buy syrup in their pyjamas. When they were caught trying to do this, they also found that they had an orange mocha chocolate frappuccino, which is a form of coffee. This led to a direction of the defence naturally going towards an insanity plea, and it helped when there was a pot of aluminium with some herbs in it. Why this would help the insanity plea, I don't know, but I've ran out of words that I can use for the story. Okay, question 4. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? Vandalism. We don't really do the toilet paper on the house kind of thing, but it's vandalism, isn't it? What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? We call it fizzy juice. We call squash diluting juice. So fizzy juice, anything that is carbonated. I could be a geek and call it effervescent juice, but we'll say fizzy juice was what I was brought up with. What do you call gym shoes? I'd probably say people wore trainers to the gym, but when we were younger, when we were back at primary school, we used to call them rubbers, or plimsolls, or plummies, I think even. But I remember in primary when we called them rubbers, because we also used to call erasers rubbers as well. Like, I remember once trying to rub out the pencil marks in my paper, like schoolwork, with them, and you end up just getting a big black mark of, like, from those. So it didn't really work, and it normally ripped the paper. What do you say to address a group of people? I try to avoid groups of people, but probably hey guys, or howdy. No, not howdy, but hey guys, or something like that. Okay. Uh, what do you call the kind of spider that has an oval shaped body and extremely long legs? Now, that'd be a cellar spider to me. Uh, we wouldn't have that from the videos that I've seen. Uh, we wouldn't actually have that being called as a daddy longlegs, because we would call the crane fly the daddy longlegs, which is got a similar body shape and everything to a mosquito, which is, but like it doesn't bite you or anything, but it's really freaky because it tends to fly about quite silently. But we don't have that many spiders with the oval shaped body and the extremely long legs, but you sometimes see them with the dust that they just actually look, they don't look like it's a whole body, it's just sometimes like they've got no head, it's just all body. What do you call your grandparents? Well, all my grandparents are dead now, but I'd call my maternal grandparent granddad. I'd call my maternal, oh, sorry, my maternal grandfather granddad. My maternal grandmother granny. My paternal grandfather I'd call granddad, and my paternal grandmother I'd call granny. We never distinguished between the two sets. They were just both called granddad, and they were both called granny. We never sort of. Some people get it, big granny, little granny, or big nan, little nan, but we just had granny and granddad, and we were able to work out. Oh, I think we actually have done it by location. So it might have been granny's at Oxgangs, which was my paternal, and granny's at Trinent. But it was always granny's. It was never our granddad's. We were never going to see going to our granddad's. It was always going to our granny's. It was their house. So, what do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? That would be a trolley for myself. Uh, you tend to always need to remember to have the €1 coin or the €2 coin, depending on what shop you're going to. Not much else that I can say about the trolley. What do you call it when rain falls when the sun is shining? I'd probably say that's spitting or drizzle, but that can happen when it's cloudy as well. You could say it's spitting or drizzle as well. Depends where you're from, really. Like, over here in Limerick, there's not actually that much rain like that. In Scotland, it's always cloudy, so there's not much rain there. But it depends also in your location, because when it's classed as spitting, like say at St Andrews, it would be sort of more of a drizzle that people would say. When at my home down next to Edinburgh, we class spitting when it's very few big drops of rain. It's heavier rain when it comes to the spitting, but you have to see it to believe it. Like I remember when one of my old flatmates, we had gone to, yeah, we'd gone to the, like, when we're at St Andrews, the sort of, like, he'd asked, oh yeah, does it drizzle like this, or does it spit like this, or something along that lines. And I went, yeah, but larger like fewer drops but bigger drops. And he was sort of going, "What? What do you mean?" And then one time, a couple of years later, it came down to stay at my home, and when it actually happened, he just said, "All right, I know what you mean." Not that much point to that story, and a bit long-winded. What is the thing you changed the TV channel with? My finger? No. What is the thing you change your TV channel with? Remote control. Or maybe just sometimes the remote. Right, okay, I'll add in the extra ones that Wealthy had added. What is my favourite song? Well, I say this plenty of times that I don't really listen to music. What can my favourite song be? Let's say the Firefly theme tune. Why not? Because it's got vocals, so it can count as a song. A favourite character? I suppose it depends on what sort of TV show or book, but I'm just looking at some of the books that I've got there, nothing's jumping out on that. Well, let's just keep with the Firefly theme, and sort of, I really like Jane in Firefly. I thought he was a really good character. Not my favourite character of all time, but probably one of my favourite. Oh no, I prefer actually Shepherd Book actually from Firefly. Yeah, I'll go with Book. I thought he was quite a good character. Uh, a word in another language. Um, just one word as well. Okay, so I'll go for how in China or Chinese, go meaning good. Um, Ohio Gazaim. Oh no, I can't use more than one word. Uh, it's easier. I think I know more phrases than the odd words, so I'll leave a couple of phrases. This one is from the Kipsigis tribe in Kenya, which was one of my favourite phrases to say, which was Meteta ke wanjet, which means the cow is in the field. The Chinese one was Nanyuan Beijia, which means go north to head south, or the other way around, going south to head north, which means going off on a tangent, which is something that I tend to always do. What other phrases do I know? That'll do for now, because it only asks for a word, and that's me giving the phrases. So, hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys will do it yourself.